Three, two, one. Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. We comb through the release list so that you don't have to. I am your host, Dewey Bear, and the intrepid, adventurous investigator of all gaming mysteries joins me today, Roadypie.
Hello. Oh, that was a wonderful introduction. Thank you. I'm super looking forward to this week, as always, with your wonderful gems that you bring to everyone.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it too. I see. So I guess but before we get to the release list, what have we been doing this week in gaming? So well, particularly your week first.
Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to play more of Maple Story and trying to work out like what you're selling, and they've also got a Halloween event on. So I've been just trying to get my head around it, and there are a few things you can actually sell from crafting, but I'm still finding it like super frustrating because it's like, yeah, I sold something for 2,000 coins, and it's like, now I can't make anything else now till tomorrow. ah, so
Uh,
it's weird if you want to like, do if you're someone like me that just wants to put things on market boards and sell it, I'm finding it very frustrating right now. Maybe it's something that you do sort of like end game when you're level 50 or something. Maybe.
yeah.
We'll see. Still investigating. So and I've been playing Franbo on my Twitch. I wasn't able to stream Thursday, but I'm hoping to stream it continue streaming it on Tuesday, and maybe following Thursday. I don't think I'll finish it on Tuesday. There's still so much to go. Um it's interesting, but I think with a lot of point and click games, there's like, when you get some momentum going and you're solving puzzles and everything like that, it's really great. But then when you get stuck and you have to keep going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And this particular map that I'm on, it there is a lot of back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't quick walk to places. So it gets tedious. So
You
yeah.
didn't sign up for a Metroidvania.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. It's
Mm.
annoying.
Get the Metroidvania out of my story games.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
And I had to play tic-tac-toe for three to get a gold coin 3 times. I had to get 3 gold coins, and of course with tic-tac-toe, most of the time you draw all the time. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You there's very slim chance that you win because unless the other player's half asleep.
Yeah.
So that was frustrating.
And you're playing against a computer, so it's like
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was like, "Oh my god." I said to my mod, I said, "Nah, surely it's like a puzzle and I have to, like, trick him, I have to, like, drug his drink or something like that." And he said, "Let me check. I'll check for you. No, you have to play this." And I was like, "Wow,
oh my gosh.
great."
Yeah, because
Oh, it's
at that point
awful.
you're basically just hoping the random number generator doesn't pick an appropriate choice for the AI. Like at that point it's
Yeah.
just like
Oh,
you have to wait
it
for a
was
mistake.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Oh, Akio's here. You can tell us. And Tabby, hi guys, hi. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, Akio says, Franbo, this middle section is such a slog. Also, it utterly not like the other parts of the game in tone or story. It's like a completely different game now. So yeah, I someone else wanted to give it a go. Jimbo was saying, oh, I'm thinking of giving this a go. And I did tell him, I said, yeah, it's great at the start, and I think that's where everyone gives their review of the game. They give it from the start, and then when they get along, it's like, yeah, this isn't the game I actually paid for. But
Oh.
what have you been playing? What have you been enjoying this week?
Me?
Oh,
Well, I have been playing a mod of Shining Force. Um,
mm,
Well, that was yesterday. So, a friend of mine, my guild leader in Final Fantasy XIV, actually, which is another game I've been playing a lot, but you hear
Mm.
that every week.
Oh
um,
yes,
uh,
same as me.
yes. So he's created a mod for Shining Force, and I wonder if there should be Shining Force in here.
Oh,
Yeah, there we
Buff-
go.
Buffoon Batman has popped in and he said, "Made it. Is that sandwich-proof lipstick again? It is Buffoon Batman. It is." Thank you for joining us, and thanks for the bitties as well. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate it, Baffoon. Also, welcome, Totally Tabby and Akiho. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you all here. Um, but yeah, I was playing a Shining Force mod called Legends of Sendiel. It's a it's 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 a mod that's in the process of becoming an independent, separate game that still plays, in the spirit of
Mm.
Shining Force 1 and 2, that sort of era of gaming. It's kind of like many of you may be more familiar with Final Fantasy Tactics.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yep, so there is can never get that Elf Centaur Pegasus. Oh man, I've done that. I've done 100% completion on Shining Force 2. It's fun. It's a fun game.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
sneak in the recommendation there.
Yes. So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, it's a great mod. It's going to become a game, and I'm hoping someday when he does get it finished and released and onto Steam, that I'll maybe be able to have him on to talk about it. So,
Nice. Oh, I'd love that. Absolutely.
but
I'd definitely tune in for that.
it is really fun. It very much feels in the spirit you know uh of Shining Force with a lot of kind of new features and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've played this week.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
and I stayed up until 3 a.m. playing Divinity Original Sin. So that's a thing.
Oh, that is on my wish list. I would love to play. I would love to play that, especially because it's got a co-op mode as
Mhm.
well. That I think that'd be very interesting to play.
I will caution, it's like literally going down the rabbit hole. Like you think that you've only spent half an hour playing the game and it's been 5 hours, and you're like, what happened? What happened to
Oh
all
my,
my time?
oh my god, that sounds like the
So
perfect weekend game.
yes, it's great. Yeah, you'll play it for 20 hours and then go like, oh, why is my butt so sore? Because you've just been sitting all that time.
Oh my
It's
god.
just so
Oh, that sounds perfect.
it's terrifying. But yeah, so that's what I've done this week. Um,
Nice, nice.
how about chat? What have y'all been doing?
Yeah, it seems like Akio likes Divinity too. He says it's too good. I need to spend more time with it. I mean, complete it.
Yes.
That does sound like it is more of a relationship than a game. Absolutely.
It really is, and even if you do ever complete the story, like there's story mods, and a lot of them are
Yeah.
really good by really good writers. So it has
Oh
full mod
wow.
support.
That
So
I didn't know you could have like story mods. Because I've seen people do mods for skins and other things, but rarely have I seen actually like story mods. That's brilliant.
yeah,
And Akio says, I've gotten addicted to RimWorld again, as well as Destiny 2, and Super Robot Wars still gets ticked along while wanting to go back to Battletech. RimWorld went 1.0. Ah,
oh, so
so
it's fully released. Awesome.
mm,
I have no
nice.
concept of what RimWorld is, but I will certainly be looking it up after the podcast. Because
Mm.
I've been hearing it a lot from a lot of different people, and I'm like, maybe I should check out RimWorld.
Oh yeah, so we'll, maybe it's something to review next week since that's been released. It could be like a ones that we missed. One was that we missed last week, so absolutely. So shall we take a deep dive into the murky waters of indies indie releases this week?
Yes. There was oh my gosh, there was so much to really dig through, but
Mm.
I did finally end up, narrowing down the list to some good ones. There's actually quite a few good ones, but there's also things like, very memey games, like meme games like oh my gosh, I've now learned that there's an entire series for mentai games, which is like, you know, it's like really like unattractive guys just in like promiscuous like ways. It's just like,
Wow.
it's like a joke game because it's like, oh, this is your dad, but he's shirtless. It's like, oh my gosh. And it's just like, this is a thing.
Wow.
It's so
Well,
bad.
that's I did see something called Mentai, but didn't
Mm-hmm.
click on it to find out what it was.
I
I'm quite
had to
glad I
because I'm like,
didn't.
what is this? This is just a misspelling. I wouldn't be surprised. And it
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
like,
like
oh my
like trying
gosh.
to trying to. I thought it. That's what I thought. I thought it was like trying to get around the hentai kind of tag, and so people would check it out. But no, that's
No, it's a joke game.
something else. It's something else.
But I
Right.
appreciate the opportunism. Now, on a actual serious game, we have Dreadnought this week, finally launching on Steam. Is it early? No, it's not early access. This is a legit launch, guys. So yeah, Dreadnought. I've played it. I played it back when I was couch surfing. During a closed beta that was like under NDA and stuff back then. I played it a bit
When was that?
recently.
When was the beta?
It's 2 years ago?
Right.
It's been over 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was over 2 years back when I was couch surfing. Yeah, that was
So
a
that
long
was
time.
a serious beta then, because normally now when developers say, "Oh, we're doing a beta," that just means they're doing some cheap marketing thing,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
they actually release in like a month later or something, or 2 months later. Just a quick polish, and yeah, it's already out. But no, that sounds like a serious beta.
Yep, it was a legit beta, and you know what? In beta, I had a blast, and
Mm.
I see that it has mixed reviews right now, which I probably think is most likely due to the monetization. It definitely has some
Sorry, Alicia.
monetization things that you have to work your way up to getting ships that are actually competitive. It takes a while. And you can do that for free, but there is kind of a way to buy your way to the best ships.
Yeah. I was going to say the main problem with that has been in the reviews. It's been balancing issues.
Oh, balancing.
Yeah, a lot of people. So some people have been talking about the monetization, but mostly it's about the balancing issues. And I don't think it's fair to put that in the reviews, because especially when it's an MMO and it first goes to launch, because I think most MMOs don't have the balancing right, because they can't, because you'd need like a massive sample size of people playing your game to actually have the right balance going. So I think that's the problem there. So other than that, it doesn't seem like people have any issues. They don't say, "Oh, this isn't fun." They're actually saying, "Oh no, this game is fun, but there are balancing issues."
Yeah.
So, but I will get into the juicy gossip that I found out about this game, and I'll just say a quick hello to Evan Dawn. Thank you very much for popping in. It's lovely to see you. Thank
hello.
you.
Glad to see you again.
So let me bring this up. So, Studio 6 Foot is had major layoffs, basically mere days after the launch of this game.
Ooh.
So they got rid of 45 people.
It can't be that big of a studio.
No. So let me find this, and it says so it's about a third of the workforce.
They're a lot larger than I thought they were.
It says it's been a rough few months, and this is because they were let's see, it the game was due to leave beta PC in midsummer, but between delays, niche interest, and limited marketing, it you know, it hasn't picked up as well as they wanted it to. So this is why the layoffs. Um, but fortunately, I guess fortunately, they have seemed to be handled relatively well by 6 Foot. The 45 employees to be let go were offered the choice of taking unpaid leave until the game found its footing, or leaving the company in good standing with the chance of being rehired later. So yeah, that's from Rock Paper Scissors Shotgun. So yeah, it's not brilliant news, absolutely
No.
not, but at least it's not telltale kind of news. But I guess my advice to anyone is give this game a go, absolutely. It is free to play. Um, but maybe don't put 50 quid into it yet. You know what I mean? Spend maybe a couple of quid here and there if you want, you want to support them, but yeah, don't be putting down a wad of cash. It's yeah. And that's the problem as well. It's like if you want to support them and you want to get this game off the ground, but you know, there's that risk they're going to go under very soon.
Yeah, that's kind of the yeah. It's just weird balancing act because
Yeah.
you don't want
I
to
think
waste your
it's
money.
also another MMO studio's gone shut its doors as well. What is it? Carbine Studios, ones that did
Oh, WildStar, yeah.
yeah, WildStar, yeah. Yeah.
Man,
So they
I'm so sad about WildStar. That game had one of the best housing systems on the market and had
mm,
a really fun platforming, and the main problem is they just could not roll out content, and they really shot themselves in the foot in some of their designs decisions, and it was just so
I
sad.
I gave that game a go,
Hmm.
and I things I like in MMOs is questing, and I like crafting. And I like some exploration as well. The problem is with their questing combat is that you would jump in, do firing, jump out again, jump in, jump out, and you would do that 3 times. But that would be for trash mobs. And it would be like, oh my god, this is so tedious. I can't believe,
Yeah.
I'm having to do the same things over and over again. Um and you couldn't and even though they said they were catering for for people with different play styles, they weren't really catering for people who did like the crafting, because you had to wait. It took ages to level up,
Hmm.
and you had to get to level 20 to actually start crafting. And it was just like, I don't want to wait till level 20 to start crafting. If you're catering to people who like different play styles, my play style is crafting. Why would I want to spend my time getting to level 20 in something I'm not enjoying when I want to enjoy crafting? So I couldn't continue playing it.
Yeah, it definitely suffered in that aspect where it's like there was a lot of cool lore in the game and stuff, but it didn't feel like a place to actually be for me. And that was probably one reason
Yeah.
why I stopped, why I stopped. Like I did play up until like level 40 or something or other. But
Okay.
it still just kind of felt like, it for me it felt a bit more like a shopping list. I love the housing. I did really like the housing.
Mm.
Um the housing aspect of it, but there was just it just didn't feel like that in Guild Wars 2. In Guild Wars 2, like Guild Wars 2 feels like a place to be, and especially like how
Mm.
the community interacts with it, where it's just like, oh, we just hang out and talk in places. And Guild Wars 2 is pretty
Yeah.
light on a lot of the crafting and housing features, etc. They're pretty light on it. They really do need more in that aspect.
Mm.
But even that game, like, still has an overall feeling of a place to be, a place to exist.
Yeah. No.
That WildStar is
That's...
just missing.
I think WildStar was mainly catering for people who like that super hardcore endgame raid. That's what they really wanted. That's the market they wanted to do. But of course, that market's quite niche. I mean, a lot of your main audience just wants to kind of like hang out, do, potter around for a bit because they just don't have time to be those hardcore raiders. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I maybe you can give this Dreadnought a go again and, tell us what sort of feel that has now. Since it's free to play.
I'll
Maybe some
definitely have to play it again. I've played it on my PS4, and it's quite fun there.
Okay.
I'll have to get into it on PC because I do prefer PC controls.
Yeah, same.
And there were
Especially for
FPS
MMOs.
drops on the PS4. Like, I know I can get a higher FPS on my PC.
Right.
And actually, when it comes to PC requirements, minimum requirements, you only need an NVIDIA GTX 450, so kind of a mid-level gaming PC. You're not going to need top of the line. Yeah, they recommend GTX 1060, but from personal experience, having used a older computer, you'll run fine on a mid-range, not really expensive gaming PC. You just won't have it maxed out in graphics, but honestly, like, maxed out graphics, it's just a whole lot of glowing, and it's just like, okay, I don't need all of this. It is a very beautiful game, and it's such good combat. You're not gonna find another Battleship combat game like this.
Yeah, it seems like a shame that they're stumbling a bit right now, but guys, maybe give them some support and spread the word. I'm sure this is going to appeal to quite a few people, maybe people that like to play Eve online as well but want something a bit more in the combat area. This might be for them. Seems like Akio's played 10 hours of it, and he also enjoyed WildStar. Oh, and Justin's in. Yay!
Hi,
Hi,
Justin.
Justin.
I'm so glad to see you.
Yeah, thanks for popping in. But yeah, it's not for me personally, but I do know a few people that would enjoy like these kind of space games. So yeah, this could be a filler until Star Citizen comes out, if that ever comes out.
We're gonna be in nursing homes by the time it does.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun. It'll be a fun nursing home activity.
As long as they've got internet, I'm happy.
Yeah. But yeah, Dreadnought, it's free. I also am like, you know what? Try it out. It's already on my wish list, as you guys can see. Just check it out. It's free. If you're at all into kind of space shooter type games, it's fun. It's kind of slow. The combat is slow. It's methodical. It's slow. You're thinking things out. But it feels so satisfying when a strategy works out and you just obliterate your opponents. It's great.
Nice. Okay, what do we have next?
Our next game is that was of course Sunday, October 14th. Now we are on to Monday, October 15th, with the game Second. So this is a roguelike card game. When I was looking into it, it sort of resembled Slay the Spire, at least in concept. I don't necessarily think in mechanics, but in concept, it seems to have sort of similar idea where you have a set of cards that you use to battle through. You have to choose which cards to use first, and it's not based on luck. Like you know what cards you have in your deck, and it's not like random chance about which ones you draw. It's all about in what order do you use your cards.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I saw that, and it kind of appeals to me in that sort of got to have them all. You know, those cards, you go around the world and you collect more cards, and that really appeals to me. Like, you know, it's like, oh, I wonder if I can get all of the cards. So that's what has the appeal to me. Maybe the combat for me might be a little bit too slow. I don't know. I don't know. It might be interesting, but it depends on how complex the cards are. You know, the stats and how you build your deck is. It depends. I think for me, it's interesting. It's gotten my interest. It's gotten my interest. I just have to see, I think, a bit more of the mechanics.
I've not yet played Slay the Spire, but with this being a roguelike, one of the most important things that roguelikes have to find a balance in is that you always feel like you're making progress, and that when you get to the end, it feels satisfying. Like, I mean, technically roguelikes don't ever have to end, but there is that point where you get to that point in, like, whatever, like, story or setup they have where it's like you feel complete, like you've completed the game, and they have to find a careful balance in that. And I am sort of curious about that's the thing with roguelites, that, like, I've loved some roguelikes. Like, there's a space mining one, like, about this little, like, ship that you take through these old like space stations and stuff. I'm trying to remember what that's called, but that one's really fun. It's a roguelike that's very, like, kind of has that nice sense of balance where, like, I get to the end, even though I died multiple times to get there, I get to the end and I'm like, you know what, that felt nice.
Oh, Seth's here. Seth's odd. Seth, this is a game that you might be interested in. I know you like Slay the Spire. This is Second, and it's a roguelike card game. So maybe something for you to put on your wish list. Yes. Oh, and Akio's already got it.
Oh,
Akio's
really?
just purchased it right now. He's just purchased it right now. Wow, I'm glad we could we could throw out a recommendation there for you, Akio. Yeah, another satisfied customer.
You will have to report back to us next week on what you thought about it. I would be really I'd be really happy to know. Oh, you're gonna play it right now. 3 minutes till install. My word.
Yeah, we'll both be very interested to see what you think. And Seth's opened the Steam page now. He's in on it. But a roguelike card game does sound good. So yeah, he's this is definitely a crowd pleaser right now. Definitely these sort of card games, roguelike. It is in early access though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it is. It's still early access. But it's got 1,000 cards. There's no card drawing. There's apparently 30 events that players can play differently to win their cards. Don't know what they mean by events. Maybe that's a mechanic where, like, I don't know, it's probably a mechanical shift. Not entirely sure. But yeah, it's 1,000 different cards to collect. That's wow. That's a lot. Mostly positive reviews. And what's the technical requirements? 2 gigabytes RAM, 500 megabytes of video RAM. So this, like, you can play this with a pretty base computer. So that's good.
Nice. This is one I'll keep an eye on. I'm not going to put it on my wish list just yet, but I will keep an eye on it and see if this is something I might play like further down the line, but not right now.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's 14:30. Oh wow, why is it hiding all the reviews from me? I think the Steam settings have, like, kind of messed with the views, because when I was looking through the Steam release list this week, it just wouldn't show any reviews, and it's like, oh, they don't match your filter, and it's like, and I'll get rid of, like, my languages, and I know I have English selected as my languages, and it just, like, until I get rid of the my languages filter, then it shows English reviews, and I'm like, what's
What?
going on? I think there's some sort of like review bug, because this thing has 24 reviews, and none of them. Okay, here's some. See, there's English reviews here, then Korean reviews. But yeah, there's English reviews, so I wonder why it was hiding them from me.
Okay.
But yeah, looking at the amount of time, I'm seeing a lot of 10, 17 hours, 12 hours. So it being about $14, you're probably gonna get your money's worth, assuming you enjoy it. Oh, and apparently it's on Google Play too. So this is apparently has a mobile version as well.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So for those mobile gamers among you. Yeah.
Yes. So,
Oh,
Akio,
sorry.
you have to tell us what you think. Whether this is who this is more aimed towards. I think those who like say the spy. Oh, Seth says, oh, the mobile version is way more interesting to him. So yeah, there's another good suggestion. Those people on the move and they want something to play on their phone. Absolutely.
I have to say, aesthetically, the game just looks so sharp. Like the character designs and stuff. Oh, it looks so sharp. It's that sort of neo-minimalist design where it's like it is pretty minimalism, but it's very sharp and nice looking. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
that's it. Minimalism isn't a bad thing as long as it's done well. And that's the thing. It's like if you make a mistake on a certain thing, it is people notice it instantly. But if it's done very well, it's fantastic.
I already have Slay the Spire on my wish list, so I feel like it's only fair that I add this to my wish list as well. So
okay, we'll wait for Akio's appraisal or
Oh.
So what do we have next?
Well, next we have that's all for the Monday releases. There were no releases on Tuesday that were really that great. So Wednesday, October 17th, Kingdom Rush Origins. I am so excited for this game. It's already on my wish list. If any of y'all are familiar with Congregate, this is a sort of the a tower defense game that's on there, and it has a Steam release now. I'm very excited to support the developers on it because it is such a good game. It's so as far as like tower defense games, they can be anywhere from being very idle to being very strategically interesting. This leans more to the strategically interesting. You actually have a hero character that you can control and move around on the board, and you have to kind of manage that. Not to mention there's special events that happen where, like, during a match, the map will change and there'll be a new path that'll open up. There's mechanics where your towers can get destroyed. There's just a lot of very neat mechanics that you have to learn to deal with, and you're never gonna win your first time through. You have to figure things out.
Right.
Oh, it's so good. I love it so much. And there's a strong sense of progression in this game that a lot of tower defense games, even though they're supposed to be built around progression, don't offer that. So I'm sold. I'm already sold on Kingdom Rush Origins. So what are your thoughts?
I mean, I like the way it looks. I like the cartoony aspects of it. I have played tower defense games. I've played there was a Final Fantasy one that I quite enjoyed, but it would madden me that I would get to a certain point and then just get stuck and not be able to, there was no completion to the game sort of thing. You could only basically reach a certain point. So does this have kind of like a story mode and there is a sense of completion, or is it just the difficulty just keeps ramping up until it's impossible to complete?
So there is a story mode. This is all the events that take place in this game are story based. Like there's a story reason for each region that you go to, which I like. At least for motivation to play it. You want to see what happens next in the story. But as far as like the mechanics get harder, it does continually get harder. But
Mm,
that's where the progression comes in. You can
mm,
put your points into different skills and stats. For example, you can add points to your archery towers to upgrade them to max power. But what if you come to a level where it's like everything's resistant to physical range damage?
right,
Well,
right.
you can take those points out of your archery and put them into something else. So
Mm,
until you find out the correct build that works for that map, you can change up your build as you go. And so you never feel like you've progressed in the wrong way and you can't go forward anymore because you
oh,
can
okay.
literally like take points away and put points in other things. There's also different heroes who have different powers and may have different strengths and weaknesses that you can use on different maps. So personally, I never found it got to the point where it's just too difficult. It always had that thing was like, okay, I made it a little farther this time. Let's
Mm.
try this again. And it does. And of course, it doesn't like kick you back to the beginning. It's not a roguelike,
Oh,
so.
that's good because that's what the Final Fantasy game would do.
Oh
so,
no! Yeah,
so
no.
yeah, and that's the thing. I would I love games with like that have a narrative, and I love that steady progression. And there it is challenging, but it's not going to kick me in the teeth and then the stomach and then,
Yes.
and just like I don't want to deal with that amount of difficulty. But if it's something that's oh well, I just got to put things in the right stat and do this and do that, then yeah, that's I think that's perfectly fine. um
Um.
I think it might be something I could definitely give a go for. It's like interesting enough. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's
Mhm.
got the certain elements that I quite like. So it's something that I could definitely put on my list. But I think it I don't know. It's like still something like holding me back as well. So I would
Yeah.
have to like maybe, I don't know, if you were able to like stream it or something. I think I would have to like watch and see and say, oh yeah, no, this is something I want to play.
Well,
So yeah.
definitely want to play this one soon. I think I'm gonna buy. I haven't bought the original one because like I've only ever
Mm,
played it on Congregate. But I know that if you buy it on Steam, it comes with like all the DLC included, like all the less stuff that you can optionally buy in Congregate. Like it just comes with
mm.
all the content, so you can just like uh. So I haven't like played the because on Congregate it's technically a demo version. The
Oh,
one
I
that they've had
see.
there on like years. So the Steam version is the full version. I definitely want to play the original and play that, and then get to this Origins, which is the first sequel. Um, the one of the neat things about it is there's sort of this unnecessary polish. Like, see these
Mm.
little like the art assets on the map. A lot of these
Yeah.
items you can click and something happens with them. Sort of like
Oh.
the BMF games. If you've ever played those, Castle Crashers.
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
With is
yes.
this sort of like a little bit of humorous things that happen. Like
Mm.
you might click an animal and it like reacts to your clicking. Like, hey, like don't like
Or like in Hidden Folks or something like that, when you
yeah,
click
it does
on
these little
things, it's like,
things.
ooh, yeah.
So there's just
I
these little
love that.
touches, and it's all about like you. Even though what you're playing the game, figuring out the puzzle, you also kind of want to. Every time you get to a new map, it's interesting because you're like, oh, what's the little joke on this? What are the jokes on this map? What are all the little
Yeah.
things that you can have
Little
happen?
Easter eggs. Yeah.
Those
Oh,
Easter eggs, yeah, and
fantastic.
that little extra sense of just like not not really design, not it's not really gameplay content, but it's just kind of the
Mm.
extra stuff. It's just so nice. It gives that extra like hint of like, oh, a completion. It's really
Yeah,
good.
that's cool. That's cool. I like when they put these little details into games. That's
Mhm.
fantastic.
Let me
So
see.
how many hours have people racked up so far on this game?
Oh,
So this is about $15, like fourteen
yeah,
ninety
it's
nine.
about $15. It can you can run on a toaster, so there's no worries about that. The the reviews are still not loading.
Is it just loaded? I think it's
uh,
loaded.
let me see. I have no filters on, and it's saying, "Oh, look, there we go, voila." Gee, isn't that interesting? I'm seeing 26 hours, 10 hours, 17 hours, 46 hours. Oh, also there is a
Oh.
difference. Like you can complete it in easy mode and then come back.
Mm.
Like there's different difficulty levels. So
Oh,
people who
okay.
get 100% completion are probably going to be nearing 50 hours, while people who just get through the storyline, it's probably a good like 10 hours. So
Okay.
it depends on how you play, how many hours you're going to get out of this game. So, yep. So yeah,
That
15
sounds good.
bucks. You're probably going to get your
Sounds
time's worth out of it.
yeah. Yeah. This is a definite for you. This is a I maybe interested. Maybe interested for me. So
Oh, I spoke wrongly. So
what?
there's Kingdom Rush, but then there's also
Mm.
Kingdom Rush Frontiers. So there is
Mm.
actually another game. There is a sequel between this one and the. Oh, okay. So there's three Kingdom Rush games. I did not know that.
Oh.
So I clearly need to do like a Kingdom Rush like playthrough on Steam or something.
Definitely, definitely.
Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much all. Whew. So yeah, Kingdom Rush. I endorse it.
It
But
this it's for you.
it's for
It's for
me.
you.
So for me. Uh,
So what we got next? What tasty morsels do we have next?
well, our next title is Immortal Darkness, Cure of the Pale King. Cure of the Pale King. And it is in the process of getting there. There we go.
Steam.
Good old Steam.
So you've come at last.
Oh, so I have some thoughts, but I'm actually kind of curious. Because this is one of the few games that seems to almost fit a Halloween theme, so that's nice. But it's an RPG dungeon crawler, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are on it.
So yeah, I had a look on it, and it was like I think it's been very interesting with what they've done with it, because it's not like a typical RPG that you're coming across enemies and you have to fight those enemies. It seems like almost a bit like a platformer. Like those elements that you've got obstacles in your way. You're having things fired at you that you have to stop a bit and then move forward. So this is like it's combining the two, RPG and almost platformer as well. So there's some puzzle elements to it. So yeah, I find that really interesting. And of course, you gain health, it seems, by taking the blood of your fallen enemies. So that there's a whole story with it as well. I think the chat's working. So I think I'm hoping people are so engaged with what we're saying. They're very quite quiet. I think we might have lost Akio because he's now trying out the other game second. So I think we've lost Akio. But yeah, this is I'm worried that because it's kind of got two different genres in there, that one that neither is strong enough, to carry the game. So, those puzzle platformer elements, maybe they're too easy, or it's not balanced right. So it
Yeah.
becomes like not fun for the player. And maybe the fighting, maybe that's too easy, or too difficult. Again, maybe that's a balancing problem. So yeah, that was what would worry me, that neither, because they've decided to do too much, neither is done very well. So that's what I would be worried about.
Yeah, it's kind of like it kind of makes me think like you're sort of Indiana Jonesing it through here, getting past all these booby traps, etc. But then you're also
Yeah.
this necromancer king, so you're kind of this dark protagonist. And the artwork is like, I wouldn't describe it as cute, but it kind of is. It's got this sort of
Yeah, because you're
chibi look.
sort of chibi. You're sort of chibi looking avatar. I think he's kind of cute. The enemies maybe not so much.
It's yeah, it's very interesting. Oh, whoops, this is a news article. That's what I wanted to see. So yeah, yeah, it looks nice. It's got some nice artwork. It's got some decent. It seems to have a lot of work that's gone into it, so that's always nice to see. And it seems to have been completely overlooked by the Steam community because it only has one user review right now. So, if
that's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame because although we do we do make these recommendations and everything to people watching in the chat right now, and also on people listening to the podcast. We really need to gauge what the reviewers have said, what they think about it, because unfortunately we can't play all the games ourselves.
Okay.
How much is it? Seth said price that I feel their price tag doesn't help.
Oh, $20. Yeah. What I find bizarre is though they have they say only one user review, but I'm looking down here and these are reviews on it. I'm like, but yeah, I'm seeing up to 15 hours on the reviews that 22 hours with that one. But it's you have to probably be pretty sure that this is going to be your type of game, like a sort of isometric dungeon puzzler. Where you're an evil necromancer. Well, I don't necessarily know if you're evil, but you're fairly dark thematically. As sort of the inner darkness where you're just eating people. But
so that's £15.49 for people in the UK, and yeah, I think I don't know for that kind of game. I don't know. I wouldn't have charged that amount for it really, because
especially for a studio that it's their very first game.
Yeah, I think we've spoken about this before, like people putting these games when it's their first game and it's not super spectacular looking. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
It's just not. We're just not in awe of it. That's the thing. So.
Yep. This looks like it'll require just a run-of-the-mill PC with a video card for the most part. GTX 760 minimum. Yeah, it's I'm not the type of person who's really into dungeon puzzlers that much. There's been some that I've really liked, but generally I just find that I never end up finishing them. So for that reason, I'm not gonna be adding this to my wish list. But for people who are interested in dungeon puzzlers, this seems like a fairly good example of one. At least in the desert of Steam releases that have been lately.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's something a bit different, but I think it's something that you have to be really committed to, throwing that amount of money down for. I mean, and I'm not sure people really able to do that. I don't think it's quite for me. Yeah. There's just I either want to just be straight up RPG type of game rather than having these puzzler elements to it. Yeah.
All right. Well,
we might talk about it at the end, Seth, if we have time. For Seth, we will put that in. We'll put that in for you. We'll put that in special mentions. Because I think we did discuss that earlier today. Well, no, not today, but yesterday.
Yeah, we were talking about it when we were making the list. So we definitely did notice it. That's true.
Yeah.
So the next game, let's go completely change the mood from this kind of darker dungeon crawler to something a cat dating sim. that's acceptable for 7-year-olds because it's not really dating. This game is Cateau, which is all about finding stray cats and adopting them. And
Now, so any of the people that have come into my stream would know that I have played a cat dating sim. This is more like being a good person and adopting a pet cat, whereas what I played previously was actually you were dating the cats.
yeah.
So this is and I do love good visual novels with interesting stories. I like some dating sims as well if they're, again, got very, very interesting stories. So things that are cute. So this is, for me, I think it ticks those boxes, but it does depend, and you don't know until you've actually played it. It depends on how they've paced it, and that always seems to be a problem with some of these games, because the game I played previously was Perfect Date, and it seemed like it's we were going through the story and it's like, okay, yeah, fine, okay, but you had to get a perfect date. You had to win the love of the cats, each cat, and there was about, I don't know, like, was there 8 of them or something like that? Otherwise you didn't complete the game properly. You didn't complete the proper story mode, and you couldn't go back. You had to redo the whole game again. And then when you had done that,
I am
the
very sorry to
epilogue.
abandon y'all for a moment.
Sure.
But yeah. So I just have to go. Nature is calling loudly. Yes.
I
so
will continue.
Continue.
I will
Yes.
continue.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, and when we got to the sort of epilogue part of the game, it was 2 hours. 2 hours of epilogue. And we were like, could they not have maybe put this actually in the main part of the game and maybe just have half an hour of epilogue? That's usually how things work when it comes to epilogues. But yeah, it was poorly paced. It was poorly paced because it was like, other than the cat dating during the main bulk of the game, other than the cat dating, there was not much story for us to go on, and then there was this massive epilogue. So yeah, it was disappointing. But this game, I don't know, maybe I feel like, you know what, I will put it on my wish list, but I'm gonna see what other people are going to say about it, because I don't know, helping out cheeky animals, adoption, looking after the kitties, playing with the cats. Yeah, yeah. Looks more like what we expected from Perfect Date. I mean, I did expect cat dates on Perfect Date, whereas this is like not quite a date. This is, I hope that cat likes me so it stays around. I hope it's more like that. These are normal cats. But yeah, as long as there are no weird Dr. Frankenstein stories involving cats, yeah, it was weird, and it didn't even resolve it. I expect maybe a bit more from this one, but we'll look through the Steam reviews maybe in the next few weeks before I commit any cold hard cash. And that's all I can say. Would you like to see me play this, Akio, or anyone else who's in my who comes along to my stream and watches me sometimes play visual novels? Would this be something that you would find interesting for me to play? It could be adorable. I think so, Seth. Yeah, absolutely. I hope there's some yeah, maybe a bit of a tearjerker, maybe yeah, like I don't know, like some nice emotional things, but ultimately it's super cute. I think it should be a good fun play. Yes, Akio is thinks this is something we could do for the stream. For sure. For sure, for sure. What else? I I just like the variety of the cats. You got like the cute, what looks like a cute little kitty. Oh, Tabby says yes. Tabby says for sure. Yes, looks fun. That's what Tabby says. So yeah, tearjerkers, that makes sense. Yes, absolutely. No, I am a weirdo man that turns humans into cats and kills most of the cats. Yes, I get off the hook at the end. Exactly. I mean, sorry, spoiler alert. That's what happens. That's what happens in Perfect Date. I didn't want to. I didn't want to give spoilers, to Akio, but yeah, it is. It is kind of like what happens in Perfect Date, and yeah, it is. It is a frustrating game. Absolutely. I feel like they should have had a few more people look through the story and say, yeah, this made no sense at all. I know, yes, it's also almost treated like a side story, even when it's a main and it's a bit messy. Yeah, super messy. We all hurt. We all hurt from it, Akio. Akio says, I still hurt. We are all hurting from it. We're all hurting from it. And that's the thing. I've played a lot of visual novels and a few dating sims. The ones I've played before that were very good. The story made sense. There was like, point A, point B, point C. Made absolute sense, but Perfect Date doesn't. So yeah, we do have high expectations for this game. We maybe our broken heart can go back to trying this. Welcome back.
Yes, I am back. Oh, thank you so much. You're my hero.
And that's okay. We've been talking up our other experience of visual novels. And this one where we might, I mean, this is free to play, so no hard cash needs to be put down. So I think maybe we can try it out. Maybe we can love again. You
Mm.
never know.
All of the cats I've ever had growing up, ever since I was a baby, we had a cat in the house, and just all of them have always been strays that we just kind of adopted off the street, and it's just oh, it's such a heartwarming like concept, and just like oh.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. So I think this is like going on. I say going on my wish list, and then yeah, we'll play it eventually when I've whittled down some more games, because yeah, I do like playing visual novels with my audience, and they seem to like it as well. But the last one hurt us deeply. It hurt us all deeply, and they're all telling me that. So yeah, we're hoping we're getting a
yeah. You're
reboot
telling
of
me
this.
is that cat dating game that sort of ended really badly.
Yeah, as let's see. So spoilers. So yeah, so Akio says tearjerkers, that makes sense. No, I am a weirdo man that turns humans into cats and kill most of the cats. Yet I just get off the hook at the end. So yeah, it's like it's really weird. It's like, how are we going to end this game? And they just like came up with some utter crap that didn't fill in all the plot holes, and it's like, seriously, this is a cat dating game. How could you like not end it satisfactory? And also the cats that we were dating, they weren't that nice. There was like they were all really horrible, and we all said we would date none of those people. And except for one. Yeah, Akio says the end pretty much undid the story.
Oh
It was
wow.
like it we would trying to uncover a mystery, and then it was and bring people to justice because they did horrible things, and then it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I did this because I was trying to do this, and we were like, that's okay, man, we forgive you, even though you murdered people that are now being turned into cats, and it's loads of them, but that's okay. And it's like, what?
That doesn't make
Who
any
thinks
sense.
of that? Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And you haven't
God.
even played it. So you can
Oh.
imagine we'd put in all these hours playing through it, and then to come up with that sort of ending. And it's like, I can't believe you made me play. We played this. Can't believe this. You lured us in, and this was terrible. And that's the thing. You don't want your time to be wasted. So yeah. Ugh.
Ugh, that
Ugh.
reminds me of a movie I recently saw where, like, near the climax of the story, near to defeat this like worse enemy, this guy ends up like just casually teaming up with the folks responsible for killing his wife, and it's just like, oh, we defeated the big difficult enemy. Is like, wait, but they killed your wife. You're not gonna mention that? Like, what?
Oh my god. Also, the saving system was
bad.
really bad as well. Because it would be autosave. It wouldn't be you save when you want to save. So, and that thing I was telling you about, you had to get 100% success on all the dates to actually complete the game. So I said, because we didn't get that and we didn't realize that, when we got to like the ending saying, oh, well, you weren't successful. This is the end of the game. And we're like, oh, crap. And I says, right, I'm going to have to play all the rest of this through again, guys. I will play it offline. And then next time when I come to stream it, we will find out the proper ending. And I don't mean a proper ending as in there are different versions of an ending. I mean like an
you
ending.
actually get an ending.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So that
word.
yeah. So that, and I suppose that's the whole point of me telling everybody this is the difference between a good visual novel and when it goes really bad. Even despite them putting all that effort in, if you don't have a good coherent story from A to B and making sure that you have all those plot, there's no plot holes, there's all the loose ends are tied up and it makes sense ultimately, that's what you have to do for visual novels. Otherwise, you waste your time. And these are, I mean, maybe it's like only 10 hours or maybe it's less than that, but it seems longer because you're having to read a lot of it. It's like, it's like a novel, you have to read through a lot of it. So it seems like a bigger game than it actually is. So you feel like I've worked so hard. I've worked so hard reading through all this. I've not gotten the satisfactory ending I want. So yeah.
Well, at least as far as Cateau, it's one of the easiest things to put on the wish list.
Yes, I think so. So yeah, this is yeah, exactly. Why Avery Attorney was good, it satisfied us. So yeah, this is going on my wish list, and I probably will give this playthrough on my stream. Maybe I don't know. I'll ask the guys when they would like me to see me play this. Yeah.
It looks, oh man, it's so sweet. Anyhow, enough of the saccharine sweet. Now to get again a quick mood change. The Thursday, October 18th, we're going to be talking about the return of the Obra Dinn.
Ah, yes.
Which is straight up very unique.
Yeah. This was, I think this was the one I said, oh no, please let's talk about this. I really wanted to talk about this because this is like, oh, this is right up my alley. This is like murder mystery, which of course I love, certain point and click aspects to it. And yeah, it's Papers, Please. Papers, Please, absolutely, Akio. And it's another reason why I wanted to bring it up as well. So this is his second game, I think. Is this his second game? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, very interesting what direction he's gone in now. So it seems like, you know, you're going backwards and forwards in time, unraveling what is this murder mystery that's happening, because basically the ship you know, set sail, was supposed to return with cargo, you know, trade goods and everything, but it came back and there's nothing, and so you're trying to work out what happened. Basically that's the premise, and you go backwards and forwards in time to work it all out.
Yeah, it looks really neat. And one interesting thing about it is that if you take a screenshot, it looks like it's a 2D game, but as soon as you're moving in the game, you realize it's all 3D assets. It's just black and white, or black and like kind of brownish. That sort of color that you see in the really old TVs, like really old. So it's it's a very fascinating aesthetic. There's some parts where it's like the characters are really obviously 3D and it's like they almost don't fit. But it's only when they're moving that it bothers me, which I guess is just something you get used to when you're playing the game, because that is this game's aesthetic.
Yeah. I've seen reviews for it, also on PC Gamer as well, and yeah, they seem to get quite rave reviews for it. It looks like it's, you know, very well done, quite polished, but they don't want to say, basically the reviewers say they don't want to say too much about it, because if they say too much, it's going to give it away. So I think it's one of those kind of like single playthrough game sort of thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, once you solve the mystery of what happened, like, there's not anything else to solve.
Yeah, there's no replay value, so... How much is it, actually? How much?
This game is $20. And when Steam reviews load, we'll probably see average time. But first, Windows specs, it's 4 gigabytes RAM and Intel i5 or better is the minimum. It's probably, you can probably run it if you're playing games on your PC.
It's got 91 on Metacritic already.
Oh, that's really good. I'm seeing up to 14 hours, but it could depend on how long it takes an individual to solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these reviews, it's 7 hours. I'm pretty sure they probably finished it. So yeah. But yeah, it's $20. But to be fair, it's made by the guy who made Papers, Please. So even though you may only get 7 hours out of it, it is made by a proven developer. So
yeah, and it seems like, you know, there are a lot of people who've have had fun or having fun with it, and you know, good reviews from the critics. And again, he's already proved his worth with Papers, Please, so you know that, you know, the writing's quite good. His game design is solid, basically. So yeah, this is going on my wish list for sure, absolutely. Akio says, makes me think of an old PS1 game called Sentient, where you had a literal hour to walk around a space station and solve it falling into the sun. You talked to people and they all had their own motives and would walk around the station at different times, so you had to catch them to get stuff or convince them. Had its own little AI, which was pretty big for PS1. So I'm interested in this game concept of walk around and figure out how to solve stuff in real time. Yeah, no, it'd be absolutely.
PS1 had shockingly good game design. Just like so many of the games on the PS1 were just shockingly good. That really a lot of modern games still struggle to compete with that sort of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it was more of a time of experimentation. I think it's the same with PS2 as well, and then afterwards it's, you know,
a bit more generic.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want innovation, it's really the indie scene you have to look at. But another game that's kind of like that game you're mentioning, Sentient, sort of reminds me of the amount of detail that goes into a game called The Sexy Brutale, which...
Oh yeah, we played that.
Oh
We
yeah, did
played
you
that on
like
my
it?
stream. I did, but there was some like things that were really frustrating. But yeah, I think it is a bit like the Sexy Brutale. Yeah, like with the time thing, you have to go
Mm.
backwards. It seems like backwards and forwards in time to see who's where and when. Yeah, no, good shout out there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it was if you couldn't work out where you had to be or what you had to do to get that sort of clue or something like that, it's like it'd be like quite frustrating. But yeah, I did quite like it. Oh, thank you, Lance. Lance has made it. Yay. Oh, it's lovely to see you. Thank you for popping in. Thank you. They are sandwich proof lips, buffoon Batman.
I imagine this is a reference to an incident.
Well, buffoon Batman said that if you want to remove lipstick, all you have to do is eat a sandwich. And I said,
Oh.
well, not with these lips, not with these lips. No, not my lipsticks.
I do
Oh,
want a
now
sandwich.
Lance wants a sandwich.
Sandwich
But
does
anyway,
sound amazing.
so will you be putting this on your wish list?
You know what? I don't know. I think this is one that'll probably. I'm not really into like murder mystery types games. The last time I played those were the Nancy Drew PC games, which I probably only finished because like I got so far in and it was like I'm so frustrated. I need to finish. I need to know the answer. Yeah, I'm not really a murder mystery type guy, but I definitely enjoy like this is one of those games that I definitely would check out a stream and watch them play it because it's just like not my scene, but I'm still I'm still down for a good story.
Okay, well, I will let you know when I'm playing it then. So
Alrighty.
maybe you could check out another time for sure. Because yeah, these are this is definitely up my street, definitely. Oh no, I did say when you eat a sandwich, Batman. Yes.
All right, and the next game for Thursday is Initial 2 New Stage. So those of you around, there was, of course, Initial 1, which is kind of that Bayonetta-style brawler. Well, now there is Initial 2, where, judging from reviews, though it is mixed, a lot of the reviewers are like, this is an improvement on the original, and from what I understand, the original also has fairly mixed reviews. But, I mean, I appreciate the perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is, this kind of reminds me a lot of sort of the Bayonetta, kind of, what's that other game? DMC, Devil May Cry. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, so just it's more of a technological, sci-fi setting.
Oh,
So.
I see. I mean, it's this isn't like my kind of game, but obviously, I know a lot of people that would love something like this. So what are the people saying that why has it gotten mixed reviews? Oh, and by the way, for you to have mixed reviews, it's got to get like 70% positive. So it's not like 50-50-50. Which is what you would think if you're having mixed reviews. But yeah,
I've seen game performance being mentioned in negative reviews.
Right.
Most of the reviews are in Chinese, as this is made primarily for a Chinese audience.
Right.
But a lot of the positive reviews, it's largely that like, oh hey, this is an improvement off of the original. So, which from looking at the original, though it caught my eye when it first came out, it was quite a while ago. Let me see, Restore Health. Yeah, the initial. The initial is currently mixed. Oh, but it used to be mostly positive at 78.
Right.
So that's interesting. Because when I was first looking at the release list, Initial 2 was closer to mostly positive, but now it's mixed. So interesting. Wait, I thought I saw a name up there. Oh, Christina V. Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Okay, Christina V does vocals in this game. Neat.
Oh, okay.
I know that. I was like, oh wait, did I see Christina V? It's like, oh yes, there's Christina V. So another reason for me to be interested. It does have a story.
Okay.
Can't judge whether it's a well-translated story, as this is kind of a... From what I understand, the developers are Chinese, so it's with
Right.
Chinese games. There's a very unique design. There's also it can also be influenced by the sort of wuxia style light novel that is really popular in China. My brother translates these wuxia novels. They're usually like web novels, and they basically follow a formula. Your character starts out like it almost follows like an MMO formula in the story.
Right.
Like you have this guy comes from a small village and he has to like fight his way up to the top and eventually like becomes such a cool martial artist that he becomes God. So
Wow.
it's basically like all this like steps.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like very much like the old martial art films, I guess.
Yes, and that sort of narrative design is still very pertinent to current Chinese like how they write fiction.
Right, right. And it's like I suppose there's obviously there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of games follow that formula. But I think now a lot of people are starting to get like, oh come on, that's sort of getting old now. I want something else, some other story, something else to motivate my character. So, but yeah,
Yep.
if you like something like that, it's perfectly fine. And I want people to enjoy whatever you're into. Want you to enjoy it, basically.
I love the translation here. It's like up to 10 chapters, stories, and levels, and it's just like up to. Don't you know what? So the story it's a story with 10 chapters, 30 real-time rendering cutscenes, and 20 voice actors. But so they did get like an actual English voice acting team, but and some composition. They were known for having fairly good music in these games. But yeah, so if you're looking for a DMC type game, the thing that kind of sets me down is it's a $25 game, and it really doesn't seem like you're gonna get 25 hours out of it.
No.
So yeah, I'm personally not going to be putting this on my wish list, but it's cool to see that the developer put out the first game, is putting out another game. I hope eventually they do put out a game that I would be very interested in jumping in, and then maybe I would go back and play the older ones.
Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah. Again, for me, it's not going on my wish list, but I hope this has caught somebody's eye and they give it a go. Yeah. So what do we got next?
What have we got next? We have Friday, October 19th. Let's take things a little bit on the lighter side. So earlier we talked about Kingdom Rush, which is sort of a tower defense. Well, this is a tower offense game.
Yeah.
The Legend of Evil, where you're basically the villain of a fantasy universe, and you're bringing the Eldritch Hordes or the Legions of Hell, etc. Like whatever faction that you're sort of representing, and you're going to wipe out humanity, and it's adorable.
Yeah, I saw this and I just thought that's just brilliant. So tower defense, I quite like the idea of being the horde and trying to break the enemy lines. I love that. And yeah, you're right. It is super cute.
So cute.
Super cute.
As soon as I saw it, I was just like, well, this is going on the list. Absolutely. So yeah, this game looks great. absolutely great. Oh my. And the screenshots, there's so much great pixel art here. When I first saw it, it had no reviews, and it currently only has 2 user reviews. Like, I'm shocked. This game has such like the high quality pixel art, the neat little sound design. Just look at these sprites. Look at them.
That's incredible. I thought, especially how much, because tower defense games are quite popular. I thought this would be, right up a lot of people's alleys. And and I love the character designs. It's so cute.
Yeah,
But
it's
I think the thing, especially I think for me, I would prefer playing something like this on my mobile than playing it on my PC.
Yeah, it's only a single lane. The reviews, I don't know if the reviews reflect, because there's only 2 of them. I don't know if it actually reflects the playtime, but they only have like an hour and a half. So I'm not entirely sure if it's a particularly long game, because I just don't know. But it's it's got like all the charm points. My word. But yeah, so I don't know about the quality.
This is on Switch. So this is on
Switch too. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and the developers of this also made Hiragana Pixel Party and Campaign Clicker. It's a clicker game, but it's like political campaign. That's funny. It's all 8-bit. No, that's cute. Their previous games both have mixed reviews. So one with 65%, one with 45%. So
how much is this?
This is $7.
Okay.
So not too much for an indie studio, but still, like, if you didn't enjoy it, it's still $7. So
yeah.
But oh my gosh, it looks so.
That's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I if it was on my mobile and it was a bit cheaper, it might appeal to me, but I'm not sure I could play it on my PC. I don't know, because I prefer, again, like something a bit more involved, something a bit more story based when I'm sitting down and I wanna play something. But when I'm like commuting anywhere, it's like I want to do something that's set up something and let it run. You know what I mean? Which is and that's the thing. Yeah, when I don't want to be too much involved, because I've got to pay attention on which stop I'm getting off at. So it's like I just want to set things up, let it run, and then see if I've won or not.
Man, this game's completely charmed me. So I'll have to, like, when I do check it out, I'll have to let you guys know whether it's worth checking out for sure. Because
would appreciate. It's eventually, you'll probably be able to tell relatively quickly if you like it and get a refund if you don't. It's very true. It's very true, Seth.
That's possible, yeah. Oh my word. Oh, so and also it can run on a toaster, as you could probably imagine. And yeah, it looks like it's probably Chinese developed, considering it's the languages are English, simplified Chinese, and traditional Chinese. So
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
so what you got next for us?
The next game is a little action platformer called Damsel. The concept of this game is that you're a vampire slayer, and the damsels are the female vampires. So at least it seems to be. So
Akio says, I don't think that's happening with me and second. So yeah, he's it's like you're not getting a refund with that. It's like you are fully committed.
That's
fully
good.
Involved in it. There you go. Recommendation in chat right away. So yeah, are you the damsel, or you're trying to escape, or are you the vampire and
Yeah,
you're
it seems that you're a vampire slayer. Oh, are rescuing hostages, so maybe those are the damsels. But yeah, it's a female protagonist, vampire slayer. Just it looks pretty fun. It has that sort of like very high-paced, fast action platformer. Um, it doesn't claim to be a roguelike, so but like as far as at least looks, it sort of reminded me of the rapid combat. It reminded me of like Dead Cells, even though Dead Cells is different.
that's what it reminded me of. I thought, maybe people who like Dead Cells, maybe they'd like this as well.
I do
I'm
like
not
the
sure.
little touch that the damage numbers fall apart and like just fall
fall to the
everywhere.
ground.
That's kind of cool.
I love that. I love that.
It's a cute thing.
I'm not sure, like obviously on how challenging it is for people, because I know people that play Dead Cells, they like that sort of difficulty, that sort of challenge. So, I'm not sure how this is, but it doesn't look like it's super easy either. So maybe this will be one for people to put on their list if they like Dead Cells, for sure.
Also, it is not pixel art, even though from a distance it may look like it. It's actually closer to sort of a Flash animation art style. So if you're going into it expecting like a pixel art, then it does kind of look like that. It's not. It still seems to have a good aesthetic, but
Yeah, it's got that sort of comic
yeah.
book style, which I really like. I like that sort of comic book style.
Yeah, I actually thought it was like kind of a pixel art until I ended up looking closer, and it's just like, oh, it's not. Look at that. I find like these sort of Flash animations, like I am sort of impressed because you kind of get that weird sort of smooth thing with Flash animation. That doesn't seem to be a problem here. Like they seem to have actual like frames. I don't know. It's just like that weird sort of like thing where it's like they look like paper dolls, and that doesn't seem to be the problem here.
No.
So.
No,
yeah, it looks quite cool. It's sort of and it's also sort of like this. It seems to be set in sort of like a post-apocalyptic, the vampires took over modern society kind of thing.
Yeah,
which it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
I like the the little bits that you have to do. It's not just getting to the end of the level and just fighting your way through to the end. You got to rescue some damsels, and it looks like you got to crack some safes, and it looks like there's quite a bit to do in it. So yeah, it looks quite fun. So yeah, you guys, I was seeing in the chat some of you do like Dead Cells. Seth said I got Dead Cells for Josh this week. I then stole his Switch for most of this weekend to play it. So you got a present for yourself, is what you were telling us. That's fine. Just admit it to yourself. That's what you did. You got a present for yourself. And Akio says, Dead Cells is good fun. Slow progress for me, yet fun. He says, I didn't know how much I'd like it. Oh, okay. That's fair. But he says, apparently I got really far in my second run. So, guys that saying you like Dead Cells, yeah, maybe this would be one to put on your wish list. See if it does. If you prefer playing those sort of games on the Switch, you can keep an eye out for it to see if it pops up there as well. So, and if you do give it a go, do tell us how you get on with it. We'd be really interested. I know. Also, Justin was a massive fan of Dead Cells, so maybe this will be a game for him. So I don't know if
Justin is also a massive fan of soundtracks sold as DLC, which they also have available for this game.
There you go, Justin.
I will forever tease him about that because that rant was epic. That he when he was Justin was the host on episode 0 of this podcast, and he had quite the rant about like soundtracks being sold separately. That was just amazing.
Yes. I wish you'd put up episode 0 because I thought it was quite a good thing there. I would like to see those opinions that you had as well. It's still good. It's still good.
I
I
probably
think.
should get it up there.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
most of the reviews on this seem to be about 1 to 3 hours, but then there's like this 43-hour review, and I'm like,
Mm.
So yeah, apparently they're not done playing after 40 hours, and then I see 4
Well,
hours.
I mean, it did just come out on Friday,
Yeah,
so
true. So people probably haven't had a chance to get completion, and with a platformer, oh, here's an 11-hour review. Okay.
okay.
So you'll
That's decent.
probably, it's like a $15 game. You'll probably will get your time investment out of it. And of course it's an action platformer, so yeah, a lot of people probably haven't sat down and like played straight, because this isn't one of those games that you can sit and play forever, like Rome Total War or something.
Yeah. No, this is a game that I'll be able to point for other people, say, oh, you like that kind of game, oh, I think you'll like this as well. But for me, it's a no. It's not my kind of game. I'm not really a platform. I've said really twice. Sorry, I'm not a platformer player, guys. But I hope those guys that like Dead Cells, those kind of games, I hope maybe they'll give this one a go.
There's a lot of things about this one that does interest me, but it's not enough to really for me to put it on my wish list. But yeah, I think it's a decent game. So I think it has all the signs of being a decent game, at least.
Yeah. So yeah, we just point for all our friends and say, oh, this will be one to keep in mind, and say, oh, I want something to play like Dead Cells, but not Dead Cells. Like, okay, this is the game for you.
Next we have Saturday, October 20th, and it is the game of this day. The day is Super Potato Bra. So this came out yesterday, of course.
Super Potato Bra.
Bra. Like, oh, bra.
Hey, bra.
It's about a potato. You have to save Princess Lechuga, which that's Spanish for lettuce, so I guess she's a lettuce princess? Yeah, Ladle kidnaps her. Because all the characters are food.
Mr. Ladle? No,
Ladle.
he's just seeing the ladle now taking her away. Oh dear.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how to like describe it. It's of course that new pixel art, but I'm trying to like think of a game that really has a similar aesthetic. It's not as detailed as Owlboy, but has a similar color palette, I guess.
Yeah.
But it looks fun. Like you're just kind of jumping around fairly high speed.
You're just a potato. You're just a potato jumping around. See, this is the kind of game that I think is like very classic Steam indie. You know what I mean? It's like it's a platformer and there's something a bit quirky about it, and that's great. Again, it's a platformer. It's not for me, but yeah, I think it's nice to have on Steam, those sort of things. It's like that first platform I saw on Steam, that Sweeper, the Sweeper platformer. That's that sort of thing. But it's just so delightful, so cute.
Yeah, it's like VeggieTales. It's a VeggieTales skin of Super Mario Bros. Basically.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's cute. I like it. It's going for a reasonable price, $4. There are no reviews on this title yet. It just came out yesterday, of course. It is developed by Da Fluffy Potato. And there's it's their first game on Steam. But let me see. Super Potato. Every time you get near Princess Lechuga, Mr. Ladle takes her somewhere else. Read about the foods in the pantry and learn about them. There are currently 5 worlds: the grasslands, the desert, the mountain, the crystalline mine, and the void. I maybe that's implying that they want to add an update eventually.
Okay, that'd be interesting, because it sounds like they don't have too many maps right now. Maybe. Sorry, how much did you say it was?
$4.
$4. Okay.
But $4 for a lark, you know what? It's going on my wish list. And you can run it on a potato. So yeah. Yeah. It's got a pass for me.
I mean, it's a no from me, but you know, I definitely recommend it to some other people for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so cute. It also seems to be a high-speed platformer, because you definitely get going pretty fast with the potato. So, yeah, kind of not really Sonic because like I don't see like loop the loop. You're not going that fast, but it's pretty fast.
Yeah,
fast pace. Which means that depending on how good you are at platformers, this might be a fairly short game. But I'm fairly terrible at platformers, so I'm gonna get probably hours of enjoyment. So
yeah, same. I am atrocious. Yes. So, we are going to give a special mention, because I know you guys out there. Some of you guys already have this series, and you know I've been waiting for the next party pack from Jackbox. And yeah, we thought we'd give it a special mention because a lot of you already know it was out, but it'd be bad if we didn't mention it.
yeah.
Sure.
Just letting you guys know, it is out. It is out. There's also a new Lego game, Lego DC Villains, that looks pretty hilarious. But you know, all the Lego games have an open recommendation from me because they're Lego games and they tend to have a pretty good quality. So, let me see. So, any additional any questions from chat? Or
wait, we got to do the other special mention as well. The
Oh
the
yeah,
yeah.
Revelation.
Actually, it says I have to still play Jackbox with folks. I used to play the old Windows 95 demo. You don't know Jack. Hi. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and it's you know, got more Steam features as well. So I know a lot of people will play this on their for their Steam crowd. So definitely pick this one up.
Okay, I need to actually look at my wish list because I do not remember the name.
Is did I have it? I think I should have it. Oh, yeah.
Resonance.
Resonance.
Yes,
Yes, Resonance.
I was like, Redemption, Revelation, That's the R word that I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, Quick Flash. Quick Flash is great.
Yeah, Resonance of Fate. The 4K HD edition is coming out. This is, you know, a previously existing game. It's not really new, but it is getting a HD PC port. So for those of you who enjoyed the original, this one is probably worth checking out. Personally, it's already on my wish list because I'm kind of going on a JRPG kick. Yeah, I kind of want to go through almost all of the major like JRPGs, and although this is apparently a symphonic gunplay RPG, no idea what that means, but I will find out someday.
I thought I had like the original version of this, but no, I don't. I haven't actually played this. So when I was looking at the trailer, I thought, oh wow, this looks like really interesting. It looks kind of, you know, JPRPG, something I obviously love. And then it got to the point in the trailer where there was this, it looks like the evil lady. She was saying, oh, I love eating real meat, and then she does a laugh and her boobs just bouncing up and down like that, and I was just like, what is
it's
this?
Did they do the, oh man, so there's this game, Skyforge. When they first launched, they had messed up some of the physics, so there was weird physics everywhere, like with cloth and stuff, but it also happened with like the breast physics. and they were just like moving around like so much as a breeze, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
I mean, it's let's see if let the trailer continue so you can see that, because it is in this bit of the trailer. Let's see if we can. You can let it run, and then we can. Then everyone can enjoy what what I was seeing. It was such a weird thing. Yeah, there was that, and it's so many weird things. So many weird things. Going. There we go. There. Look. She throws her head back, and it's just like, what?
Where did they come from?
Yeah, exactly, Seth. Exactly.
That's some really bad physics.
I know.
It's like, what the? It's like she's got two gerbils in there, and just like, I gotta get out. Let me out.
Oh geez, they went in all directions, different directions.
Oh.
So yeah.
My word.
So yeah. Maybe that'll make you want to buy it. I don't know.
But yeah, Residence Fate.
Or is it the best physics? Indeed. Indeed, Seth. Indeed.
Terrible or amazing? Don't know. Oh my word. On the bright side, it can run on an Intel Core i3, although recommended Intel Core i5. And you know what? The mid you can play this game on a mid-tier gaming PC, so that is a plus. But yeah, just a kind of a special mention, not a full review.
How much is it?
It is $31. You know, it's a full. It's kind of a full re-release, so
yeah,
not particularly surprised about the pricing.
Yeah, I think for me it will go on my wish list, but I wait till like it's like there's a serious discount on it.
Yeah, holiday sales, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Gosh, I didn't even notice that part of the trailer, because like I think I watched like the first half and I was like, oh, okay, this looks kind of cool.
But no, I let it run. And saw the whole thing, and I was just like, wow.
What?
Wow.
That's oh my word. Oh my. So any I guess that is all for the release list.
Yeah, anything from chat? What have you guys think of our selection this week? I'm glad, it's inspired Akio to buy one straight away, and he's already enjoying it. Try putting her on off balance dry, Akio, you might be surprised.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, my highlights are definitely like Dreadnought on the PC. Second looked amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, Kingdom Rush Origins is close to my heart, but Cateau I think won over everyone.
Yeah, Cateau, I think myself and definitely the people that watch my channel, they're definitely. They want to see this game, and they want to see, what it's all about, and they want to see the story. So, and we're super passionate about good visual novels. It seems more so than we even ever realized. And I definitely will play Return of the Obra Dinn. Maybe in I don't know, maybe in a couple of months' time. That might be one to play for me when I've cleared more of my list. Clear some more of my list. It will be like an reward to actually play it, I think. Yeah. Akio actually spotted a game called The Sentient on Steam. It's early access, yet it's a spaceship and you play the AI. However,
it's been in early access for over 2 years. My word.
Wow.
But they pushed an update in July, so they're up to 0.8.2, so they're almost to that 1.0 release, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But oh yeah, this kind of has that look like well, aesthetically it reminds me of what was that game? Really old game, kind of about like different space civilizations that you have to interact with. It has that same art style. That's cool.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
nice pixel art. The sentient. Oh, so you play as the AI. How very interesting. Basically ensuring that all the meat bags don't die.
Oh, faster than light.
Yeah, there's faster than light, but
Oh, that's not the one you were thinking about. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's Oh, Orion. That's what
Oh,
it
okay.
is. Master of Orion. That's what I'm
Mm.
thinking of. That the art style just immediately made me think of was Master of Orion,
Okay.
which is a really old game, but like you would talk to these different aliens like in these windows, and they would all have this kind of weird look. And you know what? I give kudos to the sentient for sort of evoking that look, because that's I mean, I don't know if it's intentional on their part, but I noticed it and I was like, oh, that reminds me of Masters of Orion. Yep, immediately made me think of that. Yeah. So I think it's about time for some shameless plugging. So Roadypie, let the internet
Yes.
know all about you.
Well, I am currently playing spoopy games on my Twitch, and we're currently playing Franbo. And of course, we will be continuing that till and including on the last
To the
Tuesday
bitter
of the
end.
month. Yes, on the last Tuesday of the month, which Tuesday before Halloween. So I hope you guys can come and watch me play all these different spoopy games. They're very story driven. I will play on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30 UK time, and we usually finish around about midnight. So it's short, it's quick, and I wear wonderful outfits.
Oh,
And what about yourself, Drew? What will you be playing this week, and what days?
let me see. I'll probably, most likely, I'll be streaming some more Final Fantasy 14, of course. But I think I'm gonna be jumping down the rabbit hole into Divinity: Original Sin. I'm gonna be playing like an actual single player campaign. I won't be.
Mm,
I've done some co-op for a lot of hours with some friends, which has been great. But the
mm.
downside of such a story-based game like that is when you're playing with other people, you can't really just stop and read everything.
Yeah,
Which like, no, I want to stop and read everything. This world is so
but
interesting.
I mean, actually, I find that well. I suppose co-op is different, but I mean, definitely on my stream, I definitely do that. And I put lots of different voices on.
Mhm.
I think maybe if you're playing co-op and you're on voice chat and everything, maybe do that, and they'll be impressed with your voice acting skills. That'd be mix things up for them.
Yeah, the people I know that I do play with, they're like all really experienced in the game. It's like, okay, let's get through this. And it's just like when you play D&D with people that are all about
Yeah.
like getting through the battles, and it's like, but the
Ah,
story, like
yeah, yeah,
D&D, like this is more than just a math game. Like really,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. Totally, totally.
So I do find that I generally enjoy those games a bit more, just like going through
Mm.
it story by story. But yeah,
So
I want to know what happens to Red Prince, because Red Prince is a
Yeah,
badass. I love him. So
exactly. So what time will you be streaming?
that'll probably be I'll probably be streaming that on Saturdays.
Mm.
And then so on the
What
weekend I stream
time?
at 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Pacific. And then during the weekdays, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I stream at 7 p.m. So those are
Right.
the times I'll be streaming. What game I stream each day can kind of depend on my mood. So I
Mm.
can't really guarantee which day I'm gonna actually be streaming a particular game. But
Okay.
yeah, but Final Fantasy 14 is my MMO, and Divinity: Original Sin is my Steam game at the
Okay.
moment.
Not is it 7 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m.
Pacific.
Pacific?
Yeah,
Okay.
Pacific time. Yep.
Mm.
And then
All
of
right.
course you can find Dewey Bear on Twitter, YouTube. I post all the VODs there.
Yeah, and
For
make
the
sure I
podcast.
link them to people, so they want to check up again. They to recount some of the things they maybe missed. They can look look that over again. So don't worry. I will put links everywhere for you guys.
Aw, thank you. I'm getting more used to promoting my doing promotion stuff too, and it's just like I'm not used to it, but gotta learn. There's I also next week is going to be our Halloween episode, so
Yay!
I will be in costume. I have my costume in a bag over there, so I. The only hint I'm gonna leave is that it is culturally pertinent to the Pacific Northwest. So that is all. Yeah.
And of course, you know, I will be dressing up. You know, not my usual not everyday look. You know, I will actually make an effort.
Yes. You say that as if you don't make an effort every day.
I know. This is just my work. What are you talking about? This is just my work clothes. I don't know what you mean.
Ooh, alrighty, and yeah, I guess that's all for the day. So farewell. Thank you everyone for stopping by. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you. And with that, I shall put up the post game flag.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming out.